This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero-tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com.
Oh, hey guys and girls, I'm Bet from I Seek Out the Truth. Welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repair. Can you dig it?
Alright guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Wait a minute, I forgot my shades. Okay, it's cool. I got my glasses on, I need my shades. I'm talking to the customer. Alright, check it out. Today we got a 1993 Chrysler LeBaron. Customer's complaint is don't start. Alright, number one rule guys, the number one thing when you want to diagnose a car is you have to listen to the customer. If you don't listen to the customer, forget it. Alright, customer said, went somewhere, left the car running, came back, shut it off. It shut off. Tried to start back up. It did start, but then eventually it would not start. Then what he did, it took a little air cleaner tube off, put a little gas in there. It started off until it burnt that off. So that cuts out a lot of diagnosing, and you don't have to check for spark. But we're gonna check for spark anyway, because I want to show you just in case your car don't start and it's a LeBaron, and I want you to know the proper procedure we're gonna go on and buy it. All right, so let's grab some tools and we'll be right back. All right guys, here we go. Under the hood. Number one thing guys, look at this. I see how the customer got a hanger tying down the battery. You do not want to do that. You do not want that, especially if, well, luckily on this one it's tied up onto plastic, but you got a piece of metal here. If this thing touches ground and this thing comes over here and touch this positive battery terminal, stuff's gonna hit the fan. All right, let's crank it over and see what we got first. Make sure it doesn't start. All right, definitely a no start. All right, the first thing you want to do, guys, is get yourself a spark tester. You get them at Harbor Freight, really cheap, like $1.99. I'm gonna show you what that means. And also, when I put the key in the on position, I heard the fuel pump come on. Woo! So that might throw us off a little bit. But even if you hear that fuel pump come on, your fuel pump can still be no good. All right, so let's get us a spark tester. Even though I know we got spark, we're gonna check for spark and we're gonna go from there. All right, we'll be right back. All right, here you go. Got your spark tester. Tools are really cheap. Go to Harbor Freight, get one. The most you're gonna pay is like $6 for one of these, and these stuffs are great. And what it does is, as you crank in the car, you put this between the spark plug wire and the spark plug, and as the person or you crank in the car, this right here should light up. Be a little flash lighting. First, you want to do is take off one of the spark plug wires. Put this end into here. Put this end down to the spark plug. All right, and now I'm going to crank it over, and if we have spark, you're going to see that flash. All right, just that simple test, it eliminates your crankshaft position sensor, your distributor, your coil. It eliminates all that. We definitely got spark. Now, we knew that already because the customer said he sprayed the fluid in there and it starts up. I just wanted to show you that. All right, so now let's try what the customer tried. We're going to take our air tube right here. Clamp this,
it ain't tight.
Oh, it ain't tight? Good. Back this off.
That's moving from gas?
Nah, I got some squat. You can use gas, or you can use starting fluid, or you can even use carburetor cleaner. That's right. So let's get the carburetor cleaner. We're gonna spray some in there, and we'll be right back. All right, here we go. Got some carburetor cleaner here. We're gonna back this up. Open the throttle up all the way. Get the little nozzle in there. Close that back up a little bit. Let's try to start this.
Now what to do?
So now doing that, you are 100% guaranteed we got a fuel issue here. So let's find out. Just like I said, I heard the fuel pump come on, but that doesn't mean anything. You know what? Let's check to be sure we have injector pulse. Now, in order to check the injector pulse, you got your injectors down here. And luckily, we can reach one right here. You can see that? Mm-hmm. You're going to reach in there. And this injector has one tab on each side of the connector. You're going to squeeze those connectors in, each side, and pick it up. Dang, this thing.
I hope it don't work.
Guys, let me get a pair of needle nose or something to take that up. Be right back. All right, got me a pair of needle nose here. Help me squeeze those tabs together. Pick this up. Still this thing. Man, if I can just get in here and get that, now be perfectly all right. There we go. Now we got it disconnected. Here's our connect out here. Now next thing we'll do is get you a nice little Noid light set. You want to find the Noid light that will plug right into there. And we got this one right here. Now this is just like checking for spark. When I crank the engine, that Noid light got to be flashing. If it's not flashing, that means those injectors are not working, and that'll be the reason why we're not getting no fuel in there. So I'm gonna crank the engine. Let's see if that flashes. All right.
You don't need me.
Great.
I know where it is. I'm gonna walk in here from there.
Yeah, no problem, bro. No problem. Everything good.
Good to do your work.
All right, let's plug this back up, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. Bear back. All right, guys. The next thing we're gonna do is now let's check out to see if we have fuel pressure. Now, a lot of cars have a fuel Schrader valve. You can just unscrew and put your tool up there and check out fuel pressure. This one don't. This one sucks. So what we got to do. Here's your fuel lines. This one's going in, and this one's going to be coming out. What we're going to do is hook up a tool between there and have our fuel pressure gauge up there, and we're going to check it like that. All right, so let's get some tools and all, get our gauge set, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, here we go. We got our fuel pressure gauge set and put a bunch of adapters here, so you got to figure out which one is going to go for this car. And once we take that off, what we're going to need is this one right here. And we're going to need us a little piece of a hose, which we got already somewhere. Yeah, that's good. Okay, we might need those clamps. Then we got our gauge. And then we're going to hook this up like this. And then like this. So the next thing we're going to do is go over here. And a screwdriver won't work, so we're going to have to get us a socket set. Be right back. Alright guys, what I got here is a 7mm 1/4" drive shallow socket with my 1/4" drive ratchet. And what I want to do go down here like it's loose. Go loosen up this clamp. Okay, then you want to slowly twist and pull this hose off. But you got to be careful because, just like I said, I did hear that fuel pump come on. So, if so, when I pull this off, there's going to be gas spraying everywhere. So, we can do, as a matter of fact, I can squeeze the hose right now. And it's like I can squeeze this hose very easily. Let's slowly pull this off. Look at that. Hardly anything came out of there. So, just like I said, even though we heard that pump coming on, there's no fuel pumping up here. So, let's get our fuel pressure gauge in between there, and then we'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Got us about a 5-inch piece of fuel line. Definitely don't try to use vacuum line, because that's what's gonna, if the fuel pump is working, that's just gonna bust gas everywhere, gonna cause a fire. And especially, you're gonna know fuel line because it'll actually say fuel line on it. So you can't go wrong with that. You gotta know what that means. Alright, so what we're gonna do is hook one end up to here, clamp it down, and then we're gonna hook our tool in there, like this, between it. Then we're gonna hook our gauge up. Alright, let's get that done, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got it hooked up, right between the line, right between our feed line.
I have a question.
Alright.
How you know which line is which?
Alright.
Like you said we have to hook it up to the one coming in.
So you asked the question, how do we know what is the feed line? How do we know what line is the one that brings the gas going in? Alright, 2 ways of doing that. One, if you notice down there, you'll see 2 metal lines. That's the 2 lines going in right here. One is thicker than the other one. The thicker one is the feed one. That's one way of finding out. And what happens if we have both lines at the same sides? Okay, come around this side. And you see this right here? This is called a fuel pressure regulator. So what happens is, now notice how the fuel pressure regulator is on this side of the line. Now go up here and look at this. I'm going to show you how it is. So now how it works is, the fuel goes in through this line, goes all around to your injector rail, then it comes around and it stops right here, and there's the fuel pressure regulator. Because the fuel pressure regulator keeps this at a certain PSI, and then whatever's left, it pushes it out. So your fuel pressure regulator is going to be at the end of the line. And that's exactly where that one is. Alright, so we got it all hooked up. Let's get our tool in here. Alright, now when I cut the key on, fuel pressure should already go up. We didn't look it up, but it's going to be a minimum of 15. And I'm going to cut it off and on for a little bit, and then I'm going to crank it, and let's see what that gauge does.
Until like maybe 5.
Alright, so we definitely know our fuel pump is definitely not pumping. Now what we want to do now is we want to jack up the vehicle. I noticed the fuel line is going over this way. Jack up the vehicle. I want to make sure the car didn't run over anything and the lines is crimped or anything like that. So let's jack it up, get up a jack stand, and just verify that. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the car jacked up and we got it on. We got our jack stand right here. Now I got this car really jacked up, and you can see I got it actually higher than what my jack stand can go. If you come across a situation like this, you can go ahead and leave it like that and leave the jack stand up under there, which I really don't advise. What I advise doing is lowering your jack enough to it just touches the jack stand. You definitely want to do this. Too many stories I've heard, the car falling down on people. Alright, so what we're going to do here is just lower this down just enough for that. And let's get up under there. Got our blanket. Alright, now here's the gas tank right here. Access We got a little like stabilizer bar is broken there. There's access to our fuel pump right there. Now, what's got to be done here is that the gas tank still has to come down enough to get all that out of there. So now, man, looking at the lines, everything look good. Customer stated he changed the fuel filter. That you can see right there, fuel filter definitely has been changed. If the fuel filter wasn't changed and you get a bad pump, you definitely still gotta replace that fuel filter, because a clogged fuel filter will kill a fuel pump. So you definitely want to do that. Definitely want to have that changed when it's possible. All right, and just like I said, I did hear the fuel pump come on, and what we're going to do is get us a power probe, and we're going to check it back here to make sure that our fuel pump is getting. Matter of fact, what we're going to do is we're going to have the customer put the key in the on position while we're back here, so we can hear the fuel pump come on. All right, we're right back. All right, here we go. All right, Randolph, what I need you to do is put the key in the on position till the lights come on.
Oh, let's turn it on.
Yep. If we hear it.
Ready?
Ready. All right, we heard it. Good, great. All right, thank you. You can shut it off. All right, so we know we're getting power back to the fuel pump. And just like I said, your fuel pump can still come on, but it won't be pumping nothing. Nada. Zilch. All right, so that was quick. Gonna get a price on replacing the fuel pump, and we'll be right back.
All right, so today we had a 93 Chrysler LeBaron with a 3.0 engine, and the situation was that the vehicle was cranking, but it did not start. And after running all the tests, it came out to be the fuel pump. As you guys can see, it started raining, so stay tuned for tomorrow when we replace the fuel pump. In the meantime, if you guys have any comments or questions, you can post it below in the comment section, or you can email Timmy at tim@astralautorepairs.com. Hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. This is Sylvia from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. See you next time.
Hey, you know that Sylvia didn't pick on me today. When the customers are outside, she don't pick on me as much.